You've probably heard this term thrown around, HR digital transformation. It sounds kind of big and complicated, right? Maybe something only giant corporations need to worry about. But what if I told you it's actually the single most powerful strategy for a small or mid-sized business to get more efficient and build a genuinely happier, more engaged workforce? Let's break it down.
Let's be honest. Does this sound a little too familiar? Meet Marie. She's an HR manager, and she is absolutely drowning in paperwork and spreadsheets. This little story, it just perfectly captures a pain point that so many of us know all too well. It's that cycle of repetitive, manual work that keeps you from focusing on what actually matters, your people.
So yeah, Marie's story isn't just some one-off thing. For many HR professionals, it's the daily reality. So let's start right there. Let's really dig into this struggle and what we call the old way of working.
And this really lays it out, doesn't it? The two worlds. Over on one side, you've got the reality for so many. Just endless, mind-numbing manual data entry, stacks of paper, and routine tasks that just eat up the day. But on the other side, well, that's the promise of a new way. We're talking automated workflows, instant cloud-based access, and the freedom to finally focus on the big picture. It's so easy to just dismiss this as, a time management problem. But the real consequences, they run so much deeper. This question forces us to look past the daily frustration and start uncovering the huge, often hidden, costs to the entire business.
And that's the crucial point. This isn't just about wasted hours on a timesheet. Sticking with those old-school HR processes creates real, tangible business challenges that can seriously slow down your growth, crank up your risk, and hit your bottom line right where it hurts.
Okay, so let's look at the big picture for a second. Businesses today are juggling a ton of challenges. You've got a growing skills gap, where your team might not have the digital know-how you need. You've got cultural resistance, people who just don't want to learn new tech. And, of course, the constant worry about staying compliant in the super complex digital world.
And we can dig even deeper into these hurdles. Resistance to change? That's a huge one. People get comfortable with the old ways, even when they're not working well. Then you have the very real data security risks when you start digitizing sensitive employee info. And, of course, the tech side of things. Just making sure all your new tools can actually talk to your old systems, that can be a real headache.
And on top of all those internal headaches, the pressure is also coming from your own employees. Today's workforce, they just expect a modern, smooth, digital experience. They want transparency, they want flexibility, they want to be able to access their own information easily. And old-school, paper-based systems, they just can't deliver that. Okay, so we've laid out the problems. It might sound a little daunting, I know. But here's the good news, the really good news. There is a much smarter way to work. And this is exactly where HR digital transformation comes into play. And trust me, it's way more accessible than you might think.
So what even is HR digital transformation? Let's cut through the buzzwords. At its core, it's really just about using technology to improve every single part of HR. It means automating all those repetitive tasks, using data to make smarter decisions, and most importantly, creating a way better experience for all of your employees. Simple as that.
All right, opportunity number one, and this is a big one, a massive boost in just plain old efficiency. Just imagine automating things like payroll, leave requests, onboarding paperwork. Think about all the hours you'd get back every single month. This is how you free up your HR team from being bogged down in admin work so they can become real strategic partners in the business.
The second opportunity? Honestly, this is a total game changer. It's about making decisions based on actual data, not just gut feelings. Instead of guessing, you can use analytics to forecast your staffing needs, to pinpoint the real reasons for employee turnover, and to actually measure the health of your organization. This is how HR goes from being reactive to truly proactive.
And opportunity number 3 is all about building a system that can actually grow with you. For any growing business, this is absolutely critical. We're talking about choosing modern, cloud-based systems that expand as you do. So no more ripping everything out and starting over every couple of years. You're building a foundation that's ready for the future.
So the why is pretty clear, right? The benefits are huge. But what about the how? How do you actually get from here to there? Well, the key is having a plan. So let's walk through a practical 5-step roadmap that any organization can use as a guide.
It all kicks off with an assessment. You take a hard look at your current processes to find all the pain points. From there, you build a roadmap where you define your goals and figure out how you're going to measure success. Step 3 is the fun part, selecting the right tools for the job.
Step 4, and listen, you cannot skip this one, is change management, getting your people excited and on board. And finally, ongoing training and support to make sure it all sticks.
And to make this whole journey a lot less bumpy, keep these best practices in your back pocket. Don't try to boil the ocean. Start with a small pilot program. Actively ask for and listen to employee feedback. You absolutely need your leadership support. And stay flexible. Be ready to pivot and adapt as you learn what's working.
You see, when you bring all of this together, the right tools, a solid plan, the right mindset, you're not just putting out today's fires, you are literally building a future-ready HR department that is going to drive your entire business forward.
And this, right here, is the biggest shift of all. Technology empowers HR to finally move beyond the paperwork and focus on people strategy. It elevates the entire function from, an administrative cost center to an absolutely essential partner in hitting your biggest business goals.
And when we look to the future, man, this evolution is only going to accelerate. Technologies like AI are already making their way into HR. It can help screen candidates more effectively, personalize the employee experience, and give you powerful, real-time analytics to guide your every move.
But here's the thing, to really make the most of these amazing tools, the HR team itself has to level up. The skills of the future are all about data analysis, digital communication, and real strategic thinking. It's not just about having the data anymore, it's about knowing how to ask the right questions of it.
So, we end right back where we started with a question. Is your HR team ready to lead the future? Because this whole digital transformation thing, it isn't just about getting new software. It's about empowering your people. It's about future-proofing your business. And it's about getting your HR team ready to not just adapt to the future, but to lead the way.